Good morning, Pastor John here from 15:5 Ministries. I have a question for you. What is different about this morning? Well, pertaining to our video, what is different is that it is on later than normal. I mean, I know we've had a few that have been later like this on Monday, but generally speaking, we're pretty consistent about getting them done on Sunday. And yesterday was just kind of a crazy day. By the way, it was Kenny's birthday, so happy birthday, Kenny. And it was a great day. And here we are making our way to the job site. And I don't know if you can hear the geese in the video, but what a morning it has been. I'm looking out at different parts of the falls. We're trying to be here out of the wind. And those ducks were amazing that you saw. On this chilly morning, I saw them get into the water and I was just like, oh. How do they do that? Well, obviously they're made to do that. And God's world is something else. We saw eagles flying this morning. The geese are honking. Ducks are flying by. Ducks are swimming. You know, it's kind of like nature's pretty consistent, isn't it? I mean, I knew that we were going to come down here and there'd be water and some of it would be frozen. Some of it would not be frozen. So the world just kind of continues, but there's a lot of inconsistencies in this world. There's a lot of things that we can't count on, and that creates heartache and hardship for us and sadness, and we can feel really distant from God at times. That's why we need to rely on the fact that He is consistent. The scriptures tell us that the word of the Lord endures forever. The scriptures tell us that God's love is steadfast, consistent. I love that. You know, that's a big word that we use in our ministry with the guys that we minister to, because a lot of them don't really know what that word means. I mean, you can't read the scriptures for a couple weeks and be super knowledgeable in the Bible. You know, it's just, you can't diet for 3 weeks and be at the weight that you wanted to be. If that would work, then we could all just kind of get fat for a while and then quick lose weight again, and you know, whatever. You got to be consistent. You don't go to the gym and lift weights for a couple months and, you know, have an ideal body with big bulging biceps or whatever. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent in all kinds of things in our world. You got to be consistent in your work. That's why in the job place they'll celebrate somebody being in the workplace for 20 years because they were consistent. They stayed with it. They endured. You know, the scriptures say, he who endures to the end will be saved. Have you ever wondered about that verse? You know, when I think about that verse in terms of my ability to endure, then I get pretty scared. Like, wow, I hope I can make it to the end. But when that endurance is grounded in the steadfastness of God's faithfulness, we can rejoice and we can be comforted and we can know that when our time comes to depart this life, we will be with Him forever because it's all in His grace. We don't have to worry about that. He's consistent. His love endures forever. His word endures forever. When His word says that He loves you and He forgives you and He cares for you and He's promised you a home in heaven one day when you die, you can believe it. You can count on it. God is consistent. I mean, if we want to know what consistency really looks like, all we have to do is look at God. You know, sure, there's a lot of things in nature that are consistent, but there's a lot of things that aren't consistent. There's a lot of things where the cycle is broken, or something that once was is no longer. Death comes to animals, to creation, fallen trees, okay? Rivers that dry up, mountains that fall into the ocean, whatever, right? You can't really count. Even though there is consistency, you can only truly count on Jesus. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And that's what gets us through the inconsistencies of this world. But in the meanwhile, as you experience those inconsistencies in life, the ups and downs, as I close this out, I want to remind you, look for the things that are consistent. Like a drive down to the falls. Look at that water flowing. Think of God being the creator. As you see two ducks walking along together, Know that they have been walking like that since the beginning of time, and they will continue. Not those two same ones, but there will be ducks walking together in the future as long as this world keeps going on. Look for the consistencies in life, in relationships, the people that love you, that you surround yourself with. Look for that and rejoice in that. And most of all, find security in the steadfast love of God. His word, his love endures forever. This is Pastor John from 15:5 Ministries. Have a great day.